Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB. Be yourself, see yourself. This is a show by people. Belize our hopes up to needless reason. Nobody feel left out. It's the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Love, respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes. WB. And all the things that must happen under God blue skies. And nothing make people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB. Get up, make every day count. Don't waste it, people. Do your part, play a role, get where you need to. You can tune in from work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait? It's a time calling. It's a show with no matter even if you're at home. Just call in. WB. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB. Be yourself, see yourself. This is a show, my people. Belize our hopes up to needless reason. Nobody feel left out. It's the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Love, respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes. WB. And all the things that must happen under God blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Belize, yeah. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB.
Welcome, this is WUB, Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. It's a Friday morning, the 23rd day of May, 2025. I'm Nuri Mohammed for the hosting of the program this morning, and we welcome you. We have a special guest coming in a little bit after 7 o'clock, the Honorable Michael Finnegan, as we mentioned to you yesterday, and we spoke earlier, which means that we hope that he should get here on time, a little bit after 7 o'clock. But before we get there, we give you a look at the weather and we bring you up to date with the news, and then we'll begin our conversation. So we'll go now to Francisca. Francisca Wellington has our weather this morning. Francisca?
Good morning. Fair weather prevails and will support cloudy spells today and tonight. Showers will be isolated except for a few more showers and isolated thunderstorms over southern and coastal areas. This trend will continue Saturday and Saturday night. Winds today will blow from the east at 10 to 20 knots with occasional higher gusts. Moderate seas will become rough at times and the small craft caution is in effect. High tides will occur at 6:24 this morning and 7:34 tonight, followed by low tides at 1:22 this afternoon and 1:02 tomorrow morning. Temperatures this afternoon will peak at 83 Fahrenheit up in the Maya Mountains, 89 along the coast, and 95 inland. The moon will set at 2:56 this afternoon, followed by sunset at 6:20 this evening. In the sargassum forecast, no significant improvement is expected in the sargassum situation during the next few days, as satellite and surface observations continue to show large quantities of sargassum over the area. In the fire forecast, satellite imagery detected numerous fires around the country during the past 24 hours. A few showers and isolated thunderstorms will develop over southern areas, and therefore the fire risk during the next 24 hours will decrease over that area. For the rest of the country, the fire risk remains high for the next 24 hours. That's the latest from the Belize Weather Bureau. Do have a pleasant day.
The first private radio in Belize since 1989, Creme FM presents the news. Informative, accurate, current information, local, regional, and international weather and sports. And now, the news.
The first set of deportees arrived in the country on Thursday from the United States. There were 21 Belizeans who arrived on a chartered Airbus 320 narrow-body aircraft. The chartered plane departed St. Louisiana and was expected to land in Belize at 9:28 a.m., but was delayed and landed sometime after 11 o'clock. There were some 150 deportees on board, although only 21 were meant to embark at the Philip Golson International Airport, PGIA. The plane then departed the PGIA en route to Peru and Chile. Of the 21 deportees, one man, Jody Ramdas, was detained for questioning as he is wanted by the police department for questioning concerning an attempted murder of his common-law wife, which occurred back in 2023. Two others were also detained for questioning concerning an alleged link to other crimes. The remaining deportees, who are not considered dangerous, were then transported to the Queen Street Police Station and processed. These ones were deported for either illegally entering the United States or overstaying their visa. There was heavy security at the PGIA prior to the landing of the aircraft, and media was denied access to several parts of the compound and were not allowed to record the deportees embarking from the aircraft. The public affairs officer of the United States Embassy, Luke Martin, spoke with reporters and shared more information regarding the entire process.
So, as you know, this flight came, charter flight from the United States to Belize. Normally, deportees return via commercial air, so this is the first time we've had a charter plane come to Belize with deportees. As far as the numbers go, I think our final number was in the 20 area. And I think the question about why, we saw reports with higher numbers as well, is a whole issue of due process. So it's not like they were just scooped up off the street and put on a plane. Everybody had the right to due process, went to court, had their hearings, had their appeals. So this happened through, legal means for sure.
Can you speak about why this flight was a charter flight and not a commercial flight?
Yeah, so from what we understand, it's an efficiency issue. Every week, Belizeans end up coming back on commercial air. It's a lot of manpower resources to be able to do that. So by putting people on a charter flight like this, and also including other countries in it, it is some kind of a cost efficiency that happens
So
as well.
this isn't a case where an operation under the Trump administration in a neighborhood or community led to the detention of these individuals.
That's a great question. No, so this was not, knocking down doors and walking into houses. These are people that were all in the United States illegally. The majority of them had crossed into the United States illegally, and then the rest of them were overstays, had visas, and they overstayed as well. And the majority of them did have some kind of criminal offense in the United States as well.
Following the deboarding, what's the process that happens next?
So that's up all on the Belize side, really to highlight cooperation. So they'll go through, immigration talks to them. There are some, as you know, that have criminal charges here, and there's others that have things to resolve. So immigration and police, they're handling this as a security matter, and they will work on that, and they'll have their release as they see fit.
What's the message that an occurrence like this sends, not only to Belize individuals across the region? I know this flight is going Chile, Peru as well. What's the message here from the U.S.?
Yeah. In a lot of ways, this is a new message to Belize. I think other Central American countries have heard this before through past administrations, that illegal immigration is not something that's tolerated. This has always been the law. So the difference is, coming here, it's a different optic with a charter plane coming in. Everybody notices it becomes big news. But still, illegal immigration is not something that has been tolerated. There's a zero tolerance policy. Again, due process, legal appeals, people have the right to do that for different reasons as well.
Do you think that it affects, though, the confidence between the two countries and the relationship that they enjoy?
Do you mean between Belize
and the US?
Well, again, cooperation. I mean, this was not a surprise. This is something that right from the beginning of this current administration, that the Belize government was like, yeah, absolutely, we will take Belizeans who have overstayed or in the United States illegally, we'll take them back. The same way that if there's Americans that are in Belize that have overstayed their visa, that have criminal charges here, they're returned to the United States as well.
Is there an active pursuit for Belizeans or of Belizeans in the U.S. at this time?
So I think what you mean by that, so like breaking down doors kind of thing, that image or that idea of coming into workplaces and scooping people up. No, like that's not something that we're seeing. So everybody on this flight, they were illegally in the United States, and like I said, many of them had charges, ranging from burglary up to, attempted murder. So there were some, serious offenders from both governments' perspectives as well.
Will we be seeing more of these types of flights? With the amount of persons coming on these charter flights?
I think my guess, and I'm just saying a guess on this, yes. I mean, if the administration is moving towards charter flights, it's more cost effective to have a number of people rather than just one-offs and two-offs on regular United and American flights coming here. Yeah. Again, this whole process of deportation can sometimes take up to 2 years with the appeals, with the talking with their lawyers, with, going back again. So it really does depend. Everyone will have a different story.
The lifeless body of a man was discovered near a freight liner truck on the Valley of Peace Road in the Cayo district. The grim discovery was made sometime around 2:30 Thursday morning. The man was identified as 32-year-old Freddie Michael Ortega of Orange Creek, Cayo district. Reports are that Ortega's body was observed with multiple chop wounds. Inside the truck, police observed a pool of blood and a machete, believed to be the murder weapon. Police are investigating. A man was shot while working inside his yard in Santa Elena, Cayo on Wednesday night. The incident occurred around 6 p.m. on Carmen Street. According to the victim, 41-year-old Alfonso Vega Diaz, two male persons approached on a motorcycle, after which one of them pulled out a firearm and fired several shots in his direction. Vargas Diaz was injured to the left thigh. He was transported to the San Ignacio Community Hospital for treatment and was later released. Police are investigating. As we reported on Wednesday, there was a shooting incident at the corner of Central American Boulevard and Farbers Road in Belize City around 11:50 a.m. On said on said day. Police have since recovered a 9mm pistol and have detained 2 individuals, including a 17-year-old minor, and are seeking a 3rd person in relation to the shooting incident. Initial investigations revealed that Assistant Superintendent of Police Francis Williams was reported that he was passing the traffic light in an Isuzu Max pickup. He heard 6 gunshots. When he stopped, he noticed that the vehicle had 3 apparent bullet holes. Further investigation revealed that 3 known persons were in front of an establishment in the area arguing when one of them pulled out a firearm and fired at the other 2. The bullets missed the intended targets and struck the Isuzu Max pickup. That's our news package for this morning, 23rd day of May 2025. There's more news coming up after the program that follows us. That's about 12 o'clock. Another news update at 3, and a full news broadcast on CREM Radio at 5:15. Here on XTV, we bring you the news at 6 o'clock this evening. It's 12 minutes to 7 o'clock. We'll take a short break. If it's possible, we'll open the phone lines before the Honorable Finnegan gets here, but we are expecting him a little bit after 7 o'clock. Stay tuned.
The first private radio in Belize since 1989. The news. Informative, accurate, current information, local, regional, and international news, weather and sports.
I'm Randall Friesen and I manage Westville Produce, better known as
Welcome again. This is WUB, Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. It's a Friday morning, the 23rd day of May 2024. It is the 24th day, yeah, 23rd day. We have a guest coming in a little bit after 7 o'clock, but we'll open the phone lines just in the event that you didn't get in yesterday and you might have something that you want to bring in this morning. Our guest, as I told you, is the Honorable Michael Finnegan, who does very rare interviews, so we look forward to an in-depth conversation with the one and only Finnegan this morning. I think one of the things that's on the top of everybody's mind is the deportees, a word that has taken on a kind of a negative, even before Trump. Those youths that were deported because of crime created a phenomena in our own crime management programs here in Belize, where the deportees were always looked at one of the elements that brought crime up to a higher level in Belize, because they brought some of the skills that they acquired while they were in the States and brought it and introduced it into our more primitive, if you use that word, crime environment, and sort of sophisticated our crime environment by these deportees. I think being on the ground, that was a great exaggeration. It made it look as though we had a network of organized criminals coming back into Belize and setting up their networks here in Belize. And that's fantasy, that's TV stuff, that's not reality. Reality is that most of these youths who came back were really trying to change their life because of the circumstances that they were in. Many of them who left Belize, and it's still going on today, they're leaving to get out of this war zone and get into a place where they can get back to their life. And so many are really, have tried to get what they call amnesty in the United States to allow them to get away from what they consider danger. Let's go to the phones. Yeah. Good morning and welcome.
Hello, good morning, brother.
Yes, my brother, welcome.
So, I got to wear the one, and brothers, welcome. And brothers, come back home.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the majority of them, they're not criminals, they're not anybody with a criminal background, man. They're just people who overstayed in time.
You see, a lot of people always say, we benefit from our brothers and sisters who go abroad, you know, whether they go through the back, or whether they get visa and go whether they overstayed in time. Remittances come in plenty. We like when you go to Western Union, we get the money.
Yeah.
And so then I say, brothers, go over there, know them people that it hard back can't send the money.
Yes, sir.
Everything all right.
Yes.
But now when we receive them now, they run in a little hard time, we have to receive them with open arms. Many of the time, brother Nuri, you see like me, I got a lot of anger in me sometimes, you know. Yeah. Especially when it comes to our black people. I don't know what. But we drag them down. If there's somebody else, another color, another race, come back, and no problem, you know. And no problem, my brother, welcome. We even notice with our immigration policy. You see any lot of Jamaican, any lot of Haitian, and it's a country, brothers. No, the people of color from other countries, Salvador, Honduras, Guatemala, Nicaragua, other country, but our own color, even with this government, this administration, we see how they handle it, the Haitian, when they go on the Jamaican, that the airport, when they rocked up and things. They're like one stigma against the very own. We see him, the brother shine. When they come in, all kind of negativity and things. We have to be more mindful that these people are us. It's me and you. It's our blood.
Yeah.
But we don't have that in a way. We got a hatred in a way.
Allow me to...
yes, brother, you go ahead.
Let me use something that's interesting that I also saw over this last week. And that is that President Trump has opened a door to white South Africans who he calls refugees running away from hostility and terrorism in South Africa. Even though there is no evidence of that, in fact, he showed some pictures of crosses on a road and suggested that those crosses, in fact, were all white South Africans that were murdered by the South African government. None of that is true. The South African president was there sitting next to him and said, "No, Mr. President, that is not true. Those are not crosses from grave sites." So the point is that we have one color problem in this world caused by white supremacist ideology and history, and it makes us think that whenever we are looking at black, something wrong. Something is absolutely wrong. For example, Burkina Faso and that young president trying to get his natural resources back under their control is being looked at as something negative, where the United States is now sending their military attaché to threaten this young man that, look, you better back up from where they do, because we know that you detect most of the gold and most of the uranium and most of your natural resources to fatten you up personally. I mean, what kind of craziness is that? Yet on the other side, they gave full support to Ukrainian as they were battling their battles. So we obviously treat the lighter complexion, the whiter complexion people better than how we treat people of color. And that is something we need to understand, even with our deportees coming back here. Why would we immediately and automatically look at them as spectacles of, you know, yeah, there people get kicked out of the United States, and we got this negative kind of approach to them. The media, I blame for creating it as a kind of a spectacle. Man, that ought not to have been a spectacle when your Belizeans are returning home. And as you point out, brother, those are Belizeans that help to sustain Belize over here. Don't make it look as though all the way the other states and we're in a negative life and doing evil. No. Many of us get out of the difficulties financially that we were living in Belize to go to greener pastures so that we could take care of our family, including some of them guys who used to be involved in crime. Many of them felt that they were involved in crime because of circumstances, they didn't have jobs, etc. here. And when they got over there, I know of some of them who have improved their life, then they work, then they will leave job the Walmarts or one of them places there, and then they send money home to their family. So why should we automatically look at our people as being criminals and enemies? It's a big problem. Anyway, thank you for calling and highlighting that this morning, brother.
All right, you take care, brother.
All right, I appreciate that very much. Yes. Well, we're honored to have our brother, our esteemed brother here now. He is the Honorable Michael Finnegan. I will have to say, though, callers, that I can't take any more calls at this particular time because we are going to talk to our brother, Michael Finnegan. But we will open up the phone lines. I'd asked his permission to open up the phone lines at the end of the show so that he could dialogue with you, and he had no problem with that. This man is first of all, welcome, brother.
Morning, brother.
Yes, my brother. I'm happy that you accepted this invitation. Finally.
Nice to see you.
Yes, it's good to see you likewise. Can we start early? I mean, there was a autobiography, or maybe a biography that was done by Lawrence Vernon on your life from the Long Barracks to the Parliament, I think was the name of the book. And so maybe we could start there to look at your early life from the Long Barracks, because as they say, when you talk about the Long Barracks, a lot of people nowadays don't know about Long Barracks, right? But the Long Barracks in the old days was Yeah, this is where, after the colonial time, they set up them barracks and part of the area so that a lot of our people lived, but it was a very poor condition, very poor condition. So make we talk about that period there, and you could shine some light on your early beginnings. Tell us about that time.
Well, Nuri, the early part of my life, I spent it the Yabra. That I said born and grew up at Yabra till when Hurricane Hattie destroyed Belize and devastated the Yabra area. So we had to move from Yabra because everything was literally knocked down.
Everything gone.
Yeah, during Hurricane Hattie, I think at that time I was about 11 years old. And from there we moved to Conchel Bay. And that's where it all started, from Yabra to Conchel Bay.
What started?
My entire public life, or clung on to making a public life from there.
I know that you had some very serious challenges, and I think most of us know about it, but you could share with us. You're born poor. And poor in them days then only mean poor financially, but you're poor socioeconomically, so you know, got opportunities. So some of us, when we're born poor, stay poor. But you were born not only poor, but you also were born black.
And handicapped.
And with a disability. And how you overcome that? I mean, because I know either I'm Simon in a school and either I'm Simple Simon. So kids me, they bully me all away. So, but you with physical disability, you know, you get bullied all along.
Yes, but you have to be strong, and your life depends on when you come up, or even when you turn an adult, the friends you choose, the direction you decide you want to take. If you come from nothing and you decide you want to be nothing, you want to be nothing. But if you come from nothing and you have in your mental skies that life can be better than this and I will move up head in a life, then you will find the correct path and the correct people to hang with, to move with, to walk around with, to swim with, to smile with, so that life can be beautiful or life can be better. And not give me that thing that you're born poor or you're born this, so you will remain how you come. No, you know, go so at all. If you want to make it out of life, you could make it an idea. A lot of people at Belize, we come from nothing, who have reached the sky. Where they get the old saying, we say, look to the sky, and if you fall from the sky, you will fall on the treetop. You're still not at the ground. You're under the treetop.
So you have a very early, you had one ambition that you don't want to stay where you there. And you associated yourself with people who were forward thinking and moving forward.
Yes.
Tell me about Dean Barrow for a second there, because I know you and Dean became extremely close. By the way, was it you that introduced your sister to Dean, or Dean or your sister introduced you to Dean?
No, I know, had nothing to do with that.
No?
Dean and we have been friends from St. Mary's and Ida Wesley.
But you were so very close to his son, Shine, and I know that you and he were very, very close. that was a result of your close friendship, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I ask you this because I know that Dean Lindo was also your mentor, somebody, and he's the uncle of Dean. So I thought that maybe those who you were around were all in that same circle.
Yeah,
or did you meet Lindo afterwards?
I meet Linda after Barrow.
All right, okay.
I meet Linda because of Barrow. But my whole life started through Edwards Park, now Rogers Stadium, to MCC, going through sports.
Sports was your thing.
To sports.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
That's
where my life started.
Yeah, well,
my love for sports.
Tell us more about that.
And then I became a sport columnist for the Belize Billboard. That was way back in 1965, 1966. And then I became a second to Manfred Atkins, who was the sport reporter for the then only radio station we had in Belize, which was Radio Belize.
Yes.
I used to help him gather the sporting information and pass them over to him. And it went on for a while that I think it was around 1966 or 1967, I had my own show on Radio Belize.
Sports too?
Yes, a sports show that was called Double M. I was asked to do that show by the then Chief Broadcasting Officer Everall Witt.
Yes. Your history right there. History right there. But a little bit later on now, and this is another interesting turn that I discovered, that you were very closely associated with Evan Hyde, and this was WUB period around
very
69.
much so. Yeah.
Please talk about that period.
When WUB started, I was one of the original members of WUB, and Evan was like our hero. He came back from school to Belize and he made us and the entire black population in Belize realize that boy, we black and we beautiful, and we have to cling together as a people, and we have to make life better for black people in Belize. And that's where it all started again, because of that 1969 episode. Evan Hyde gone through one lot of things that Belize. That man get charged for seditious conspiracy, nearly gone to jail. Then charge him for trump up criminal charges. That I'm for try quiet the voice, his voice, or quiet the voice of the organization. But at the end of the day, you could say they never succeed.
Yes, indeed.
As far as I concern, Hyde, that was success.
Indeed.
Evan Hyde a success story. All the young people where they run Partridge Street now and see what it happened back there. They must think that Evan born with this. Or when he come back for school, all was tailor-made and ready for him. Then none know the struggle that he gone through to achieve what he achieved, so that they can be part of his achievement, of his successful achievement.
So important point you're making there, because so many have built their name on the reputation that he established back here. You could name politicians, you could name writers, you could talk about people over the last 20, 30, 40 years.
This compound started in a Lee building right out there at the fence, that building still there.
No, boy, that moved.
They should not remove that building. That building now iconic piece of feature for this establishment and this nation.
Indeed.
You know?
Indeed, yeah. And, you know, we need to bring back and look at even people like Shabazz and people like Justice and those people that were working very closely.
By the stamp.
Yes.
Bert Tucker.
Yes. So there's a whole part of
Bert Franklin.
Bert Franklin again. The whole part of history.
Norman Fairweather.
Yes. There's a lot of that history there.
Mandingo.
Yeah. yeah, that's right. And he's still alive. He's way up in
Mandingo is alive?
Yeah, man. He's up in the Valley of Peace area. He got a piece of land in that area.
He's still alive?
But he look like, you know, one got nothing to do with, I don't want to say civilization, but
with public life.
Yeah, he's very recluse, but he stays up on his farm. But you moved from that very radical movement there, and I know that it was a turbulent time around 1973, that, you know, WUB was unraveling, people were moving away, some of us had gone back to the States, there was a whole thing going on there. But it was interesting to see you becoming a part of a new opposition that was just trying to develop because the NIP was losing its influence, and the new UDP was just now starting to be birthed, and you were a part of that.
Yeah, I was a founding member of the UDP.
Talk about that.
The PUP had won every election from 1954. And they had all this splinter organization wrong, which was opposed to the PUP. And people get together and say, better boy, all we get together and try form one organization and make it try fight them people and try to remove the PUP from office and see for a new organization, give Belize people something else new then, and try to take the country into a different direction. Well, you know, also people afraid for change. People not accept change so easily. Change, one thing, have to be gradual. Gradual. If you make just change things right, so you're fighting people and you make people get afraid. But you could make that same drastic change, but you have to make them change in stages, piece by piece by piece. You know, and we formed the United Democratic Party in 1973. And we contested the election in 1974. And that was the closest that an opposition party ever come to defeat the PUP was in 1974. We lost our election by about 17 votes. Paul Rodriguez lost his seat by 4 votes. Ken Tillett lost his seat by 1 vote, and his brother in Corozal North, Lionel lost his seat by 12 votes.
Very close.
So, yeah, if we had won those seats, it would have been a 9-9 legislature, and then you'd have had a constitutional crisis.
Indeed.
Because
you're even in the
you're
house.
even in the house.
Yeah. Well, that was 1974. But it took another 10 years before the UDP actually formed the government. And during that period of time, there were a lot of internal issues there, whether or not Dean Lindo want to be the leader, whether Philip Golson want to be the leader. There was even a time where even Paul Rodriguez was being suggested. And then out of all of that quote-unquote confusion or debate, to be nice, came Manuel Esquivel rising up at the top of the party.
But you see that separation there in the UDP, it wasn't like, it was not a hand. It wasn't a thing when you go up on the newspaper, you use a newspaper for attack members in your party. There were always differences, but the differences, the word where I look for the differences, they were civil. I talk internal
quarrel inside, but nobody outside no know.
Exactly.
Keep your laundry in your own house.
Exactly. And anytime you go to an organization, a mass organization, make up all different kind of people. So there will always be differences. Always be differences. I believe there is differences right now in the government as we speak.
Indeed.
But it's how you handle your differences and how you manage your differences. You don't manage your differences if you're an organization and go on the radio and on the television now, or use the social media to run down your own people. I don't know if
I completely understand
with me. You don't do that.
So you're saying that between 1974 and when you became the government in 84, all the quarrels, the internal issues there, you never allowed it to become a public spectacle?
It wasn't a public spectacle.
Okay.
It was, even when we decided that we wanted Esquivel to lead the party, because people will get tired of the Dean Lindo, Philip Golson, squabble for leadership of the party, and people came together and people decided that, boy, we are try Mr. Esquivel. And a lot of people were concerned. Because you know, Mr. Esquivel, not an charismatic man, but an extremely bright and intelligent, brilliant mind.
Yeah.
And we gone with Esquivel, and we
what about the accusation, and maybe this is the first time I'm bringing it out publicly, is that the party had decided, guess what? We need a Spanish man as the leader, because guess what? As one high-ranking UDP at the time told me, he said, boy, certain people here at Belize don't look like they want one black man.
That was a view in the party.
Yes.
But that was not the total view of the party.
So it didn't exist that there was this issue of why we need to get one Spanish man in.
Of course it did exist.
Okay.
But it was not a thing that was the total
reason for the change.
Total view of the party.
All right. Okay.
It was a view of some people in the party.
Okay.
And there were several other views in the party who we should get.
I see.
You understand me? So just to say that there was just one view, we need one Spanish man and one Catholic, so that we could
compete with
George White. That was a view, one minor view, but there were other views. Our mass party have to got a lot of different views. Now how you handle your views, and how you treat your views, and how you bring your views together to make your view one view.
So by 84, you feel like you had brought those views together, because at that time, you had Dean Lindo still there, you had Philip Golson still there.
And they came to the realization that Esquivel are the leader of this party.
Best way to go.
And the best way to go is to go to Esquivel.
Yes.
Because the what we wanted was to get to government.
Right.
Is get to government in order that our vision to give the country one new vision. And then Lennon
Esquivel and
Golson all of them decide that this we are hold hand together and we are work together.
Yeah. And they all became ministers in this government anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. Including you.
Exactly.
So, in the party, as you and I'm glad you're talking about this, Brother Finnegan, because we don't know the history. And so we come to our own conclusion, and we live with that conclusion sometimes for 10 years, and it's a wrong conclusion.
Yeah.
And until somebody, and I like to use the term, fish come from river bottom and tell you really where they go on. You don't really know it. So you're being here today, speaking publicly, even though you touched some of these things in your book, the reality of what you're talking about here is mind-blowing for a lot of people when you hear this kind of talk.
You see where they don't realize if you're in a public life, especially political life, you can't hate. You can't hate your colleagues. Your personal ambition cannot supersede the organization ambition. You can't be quarrelsome. And Evan Hyde was always writing in a newspaper and say, oh no, UDP to quarrelsome. You learn from that, and the UDP back in those days learned from that simple message that was placed in a newspaper over the time. That how they so quarrelsome, and the same people in the party realize that that which was written in a mandala helped them back then
to correct their ways
and be a united party. You can't go on political party where they dig down one another throat, you don't trust nobody.
So is it that quarrelsomeness gone latent for a while from the advisor Evan and other elders?
And it come right
look
back,
like it come back and look
crazy.
Really
I
crazy.
never witnessed this yet.
We'll talk about that when we come back. We'll stop for 2 cents scam with Brick City, and that is brought to you by Footpoint Security. We'll be back. Remember, at 8:30, we'll be opening up the phone line so you could engage in the conversation with the Honorable Michael Finnegan.
You're watching WUB, and this is XTV. All right, got to big up our 4-point security. I got to say big respect to you for to start to rental. It's Big Up Friday. Let's go hit the street. I get the people and big up.
What's up, everybody? I'm Jenna the Explorer here from YouTube, my YouTube channel, Jenna the Explorer. Big Up Friday, big up Belize. I'm so happy to be here. I want to show you guys a new product that's being introduced to the island. It's called Drench Brand. We took a dry diving suit, turned it into a waterproof pouch. You can swim 4 meters deep with it, and you don't got to leave your stuff on the beach. Big Up Friday, and thank you for watching XTV.
Big Up Friday.
Well, Brick,
we don't want to big up.
For start with, I want to big up Mr. Albert Magnalino, Miss Fiona Magnalino, Mr. Ashton Sanders, you know. I want to big up Mr. Jason Edwards. I want to big up all the donors there from abroad, Miss Elda. I want to big up all of the donors where send money for me to make a nice, comfortable home, me and my son. You know, Krim. And all the donors there home and abroad, we always look out for me where you see me work, you know, and thanks again to everybody where they support the thing. Appreciate very much, and big up myself, big up my family, my sisters there, my brothers, my ma, you know, and big up my son too, because he not the one to motivate this whole thing where I do, you know, because he not the first man who broke silence about the bed sore thing. So big up my son Marco.
Big Up Friday, who you want big up?
Big Up Friday, man. Big up myself, big up my family. Thanks for the Pongyard from a young and I see the develop and thing. And I'm happy for the government to go and think too. Right? So let's continue the blessing. Big up to my Belize every time. I travel the world too, but I love Belize more. Bye.
Yeah, man, Kikaka, man. Big up Kikaka. Enough love everything, you know. Home. Respect. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
All right, welcome back. This is WUB, Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. Our conversation this morning is with the Honorable Michael Finnegan. And as I said, and I keep repeating it because people are calling in, that we will open the phone lines around 8:30 to give you a chance to ask any questions or to make any kind of comment. We go back to the Dean Linda was your mentor. And you got involved in electoral politics right around that time. And as we said earlier, that eventually Manuel Esquivel becomes the prime minister. The 1984 government, you were a part of it. Dean Linda was a part of it, etc. But you make a point that you continue to emphasize is that you were able to keep your quarrel internal.
Within our boundary.
Right, and not allow it to get out so that everybody know you're the quarrel.
Your business.
How did the UDP today evolve from out of that situation? Where is this new UDP that we're seeing here, which is an embarrassment? How did it get like this?
I have never witnessed something like this yet. And it is not based on philosophy. It is based, in my view, on hatred and spite.
You mean it's personal?
Yes, personal and bad mind. And they have no way to go until the party come together. The party have to come together. And in a political party, leaders come and leaders go. And when elections are held and you do good, glory for you. When your election comes and you do bad, people want change. Like when Esquivel gone through the 1998 election where we get beaten so badly. Mr. Esquivel called a post-mortem like a day or two after the election and tender his resignation and said it is time for new leadership and for somebody else to take over, and Dean Barrow take over. In 2003, we lost. And we never do real good. And Dean Barrow called his meeting too. And Dean Barrow, people don't know this, Dean Barrow said, this party have to get into the hands of a new leader.
Oh,
and yes, and I am passing the party over. But when everybody look wrong, everybody don't see no leader. And everybody unanimously asked Dean Barrow to give it another try. They actually asked him, please stay with me, give it another try, make we try this again. Because there were nobody else. That like the UDP right now, as far as I concern, you look at the UDP right now, and you look around at the UDP. Only Tracy me say we could lead the party. Ika Darrell Bradley is not around. Who else is there to lead the party? You mean they can't come together and bring the party together and if you don't want move in the direction they suggest, then there are other direction, but the party need a new direction.
Well, Shine Barrow, your nephew, said that you were his mentor and you passed over your constituency of Mesopotamia, almost handpicked over to him. Your whole machine apparently was given over to him. And then he became leader.
You see, Nuri?
Yeah, please tell us what's going on there.
You see, Shine Barrow have a lot of talent.
Indeed.
A lot of ability. Lot of ability. He speaks well. He manages certain things properly. But when you have been given a chance and you don't make use of your chance, then you have to open the door for new ideas and new people to come in. And you have to work with them. It doesn't mean that you are done and then they throw you away, because you not throw away people into politics. You can be useful to the organization, but there is no time for a new direction. But you can't take away from him all the necessary abilities he has, but he has personality flaw. And he have to work on his personality flaw. And you can come probably back down the road, but the party now needs something new.
So is he helping the party with his present stand?
When you say is
he with his present posture publicly?
No, that not help the party where they do. That not help the party.
So he should just back out and give it its own time.
Time heal all wounds. And what they do right now, what is happening right now is destroying the party. Yeah, make people hate the party and hate them. They have to hurriedly bring this party together, because there are abilities in the party. Not because you don't want to be a leader, that means you don't have abilities and there are no, we're not going to know you, so there is use for you. But you have to work with your team. And when people show you your flaw, you have to listen to them and take in. They go wrong here, they go wrong there, they go wrong there. You don't know everything. You understand?
I completely understand you. Well, let me ask you then this, because you're talking a lot of personality issue here. You know, you talk about organizational. You talk about when your personality override your intellect.
Right.
Where you start to get hate, as you talk about.
Right.
What is this thing about hate? We get involved to the point where if you're not going my way, then I want to grab my ball and I go home.
And that's the way they happen. And brother Nuri, I don't know how they hate one another. So I can, you see me? I can't hate people like that. You know how much people I work with within the UDP over the years, and then I no more friend to me. Me and them not going to no dinner table or eat no dinner, going to no club, go drink no beer together. But we are a part of the same organization, so I respect you. I show you respect, and you show me respect. But I don't want to be your friend, and you don't have to be my friend to be in the same organization. But the Bible tells you, we should respect one another and love one another and throw hate behind we. Me don't hate nobody. Like I don't have no dislike for Miss Tracy or no dislike for Mr. Shine, because Miss Tracy have one bundle of ability also.
Indeed.
Mr. Shine got one bundle of ability also.
Absolutely.
But
they can't get it value.
They have allowed hatred to override his ability, and they need to come together.
What can you do as a senior? Are you respected as a senior to pull you in to give advice?
I talk to them, I talk to them, I talk to them, I talk to them, I talk to. I shouldn't say that. Particularly the former party leader. I talk to him, They don't listen to me.
What's his thinking, the former party leader? You're talking about Dean Barrow? Or you're talking about Shine?
About Dean Barrow.
All right. Tell me, what is his thinking? Because he's never made it public.
Dean Barrow think, I can't speak for Dean Barrow.
Of course.
Because and I will not pretend that I could talk to Dean Barrow.
Yeah.
But I could guarantee you, knowing Dean Barrow thinking of what is happening in the party is along my line, that there is need for change of leadership in the party, and the party need a new direction, and they can't take the party and then they take over the party, one little clique take over the party and hold the party hostage. You can't do that. One political party have to open up its arms. When you open up your arms, you want political party like one church. My church, I got a Wesley church. I'm a member of Wesley church. Wesley church got all kind of people go in there. All kind of people make up the congregation of Wesley church. They're just like one political party. All kind of people make up the congregation of one political party. But you have to work together. I remember I don't run down nobody. You know? No, I don't believe in a run down people. Yeah. I am saying the party is going in the wrong direction. I am saying that the former party leader got a lot of ability. He needs to rethink his vision, rethink himself. And you come back and remodel yourself. But if all this will happen, something must wrong.
You want to spoil your chances of come back.
You want to spoil your chances of come back. You want to spoil your chances of regaining one electoral seat.
People don't want to trust you and you go right on into the future.
People believe that they broke up them party.
Yeah.
People believe that they broke up them party.
So if you have a one-on-one with Shine, your advice to him is just that. Pull back and give.
Watch them make their run and work with them because you got the ability to help them.
And you're young.
You're young. You're a man possess a lot of ability. But pipe off, man. Back down.
Yeah.
Back down. You were given 5 years to handle this party. And the end result was not a pretty end result. Make somebody else try. That no mean that you must be thrown in the drain. No, you want to play a part in that organization too. And you want to play a humble part too. You must be humble. You have to humble.
Yeah. Because all the leaders that we've had have been humble leaders. I want to get into leadership, but we'll take our next break and we'll come back. We promise to open the phone lines at 8:30. All right, welcome back. This is WUB, Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes on a Friday morning. Our guest is the Honorable Michael Finnegan, former member, one long-standing member, 27 years in the House of Assembly. Not many other political leaders have reached that legacy.
I have over than 5 years, a senator for make that 32 years, you know.
Oh yes, that's right. I'm a senator too. So, yeah, so you've been there, my brother.
And that's why I try teaching you, when you're in public life, you're in politics, you have to humble. You have to have respect for your voters and your colleagues in the party. You're in public life, you are the leader of a political party, or you are the one candidate for a political party. You have to listen to people when people talk to you. Of course, people will piss you off, but you have got to smart and know when to back up. I want back up. I want back up, I want to take that blow. But you take that blow for the interest of your organization and your political survival and strength. You always can know everything. You cannot just listen to people. You can't call me Nuri. I can't call you as you and I are good friends. A lot of people know this, but we are friends. I can't call you and say, Nuri, I don't want to leave predicament here and give me a little idea how you think I could jump out there. And then you ask me, how you may jump out there? And I tell you, and then you sit down, you talk to me and tell you, boy, the best way I think for jump out there. And then you turn right back and jump out the window the same way I tell you. Then why ask you? Why pick up the phone and call you and ask you, how you think I could deal with it? Then not ask because you don't listen to nobody. And there are a lot of people who stand up. A lot of people in a public life who stand so they don't listen to nobody. I want to give you one thing. For example, watch Cordell Hyde. You ever hear Cordell Hyde name the beat up wrong Belize? Every minute for him name they in the media and television station and are just negative vibes.
Not at all.
They want, you know, follow me and how I do. Look in a high direction, you could learn from Hyde.
Indeed.
Cordell Hyde. Huh? You tell me when the last you ever hear one negative outburst. But me and Hyde, I don't know, friend. But you have to give
respect
where it's due.
Indeed.
And I respect that young man. I respect all young men. I respect everybody.
Yeah.
But this man actually show you, the younger politicians, how things can be done.
How to behave as a politician.
Yeah, but Tracy, take a punt and right the other one example what people could follow. Anytime you meet Sheila,
right there, hug you.
And know for talk to you, and give one listening ear, and could have normal discussion in you, and you not think that you're the one trick to her position.
Oh yeah.
That like me when I mean at UDP and one minister of government or Mesopotamia area representative, nobody that no threat to me. You don't be a threat to me. You nobody threat to you, you think threat there. You conceive it, you're delusional.
I do with you.
Yeah? You're delusional enough, you're full of... I don't know what's wrong with younger people, much younger people. There are hundreds and thousands of good young people out there also. Some of make 5, 10, 15 young people out there make, like I did get the impression that young people out there, that all the same. No, the majority of young people out there where I run through into politics are good, honorable, decent.
And would make good political leaders. Yeah. But then they follow some quarrels, some political leaders now on the horizon. That's the way it's going to say. And one of the things that was noticeable about you when you launched your book is that you had politicians on both sides of the fence. You have talked about your friendship with Fonseca. You've talked about your friendship with Johnny Briseño.
Johnny Briseño, I'm a friend. We are personal friends.
Yeah, you see.
But when I talked to Johnny about last week, I called her.
Yeah.
Or he called me.
Yeah.
And we talked for one thing, the next. So remember, Johnny, I know how you get away. I don't want UDP. Either UDP. So we did have this discussion about this matter or so, and how we think. But remember me, that UDP. He said, I know that, Mike. I said, I'm glad you know that.
All right, yeah. I remember too that, I don't know who it is that asked you about who you thought was outstanding political leaders.
Oh, when I spoke about Said Musa and Dean Linder, and outstanding people, you have to give them what they do.
Yes. But the point is that some of we think like political animals. And you see it all the time when administrations change. If this administration made it do this, it was good, but because the other administration made it do it, we can give that, so we crash that and start all over again.
We have to move beyond that.
And we waste one lot of resources. On top of that, we also got political leaders. We can't even acknowledge one political leader upon the next side. So I'm saying you have set an example on a very high bar, that you are not into being a political animal. You know how to play your politics, but you know how to respect people.
Beyond that, I can't beyond that long time.
You use the term to me when you and I talk about your political maturity. You said that, Nuri, at the age I am now, I have matured significantly in my political thinking and my political thoughts. What do you mean by that?
Maturity means you don't hate people. You're not bad-minded. You don't spite people. But you will have one view, and you're entitled to a view. And if my view not coincide with your view, that is your business. But I am entitled to my view. And either UDP, yes, but if I go vote and you just plant one candidate where you say, and I don't know he, and he not got no UDP background, and you plant him in my division for vote, I don't vote for him. Plain and straight. Because that is not the makeup of our party. Our party, that if you want to be a candidate in our party, you want to apply to be a member, you will apply for convention. There is a convention process. There is an ethics committee process. No one man will pick you and plant you in a no division and say, this is our candidate, and you want to tell me for vote for her. No, not me. Never.
Well, we saw a lot of that in this past.
That's why.
Did you vote in this last election?
I vote.
Would you share your vote?
Huh?
Would you share your vote?
I don't vote for nobody with them plant in one division.
You vote in Mesopotamia?
Freetown division.
In a Freetown?
Uh-huh.
So you made your own selection?
I make my own selection. And that's my private business. You understand me?
But you don't necessarily want to vote for the party if you don't agree with it.
If you don't give me the candidate and the process is not...
So is that an advice you're giving to Belizeans in generally? Vote the candidate rather than vote the party?
Vote political parties. There's good candidate. You know how much people vote for me because I am Michael Finnegan? Because the way you treat them, the things you do for them as a minister or as an area representative. So people with blue vote for me. Lottery.
Do you think that we will ever get away, because we're moving progressively more and more into this American style, big money in politics, and that you can't win unless you have big money? So therefore, if you are a very good, conscientious, intelligent, hard worker, strategic thinker, but you're poor, you don't stand a chance unless you get some big bucketive to get in there and put some money. And so you go, a man when him good, but he got big money.
It's so shameful.
Beat you, yeah. So I want you to know, because you're talking ideal politics, ideal kind of thinking.
It's so shameful.
And are we there, or are we just...
You could overcome that, man. You could overcome that. But there are ways of overcoming that. Because you could get all the money in the world, and you don't know how to deal with people, and you don't understand the politics also. It still not help you.
We saw that with Ralph, if you remember, when Ralph lost to a no-name named Hutchison.
That's
what. It's not about only money.
No, yeah, that's what life goes.
Really, it's dealing with people on the ground, and very, very important. Let's take our next break, and we'll come back. We promise that we'll open the phone lines. We got just a few more personal questions. I want to get into some personal questions with the Honorable Finnegan, and then we'll open the phone lines. Take the break.
Parin sa Belis, nagkakara
right, we're now going to open the phone lines at 280-5848. While we still have some questions here, we'll give you as much time as you need to be able to call and make your comments. One of the things that's noticeable about you, and I want to ask about some of your moments that you will always remember in your politics. For us, it was you in the House. I have not seen anybody else in the House that have that storytelling flair that you had. You know, you were a quotable. Who put their hand in at the cookie jar? Who stole the cookie from the cookie jar? Nobody know how to forget that speech there. Nobody know how to forget Bokut. You put out some things there that have been quoted over and over. Everybody started to use Bokut after you. So you had these moments in the House. You were not one of those, you know, highly decorated, you know, highly educated, gone away and studied and come back. But you have an even greater impact on dealing with the people, especially grassroots people, than all those people who were very highly educated.
You see, I think I had this in the book. I copy my style for Evan X. Hyde. Evan X. Hyde used to laugh home his message. He talked seriously. He talked deeply, but he laughed it home. Always have you the laugh. One time I did a Harlem Square WUB meeting, and I listened to X, and I listened to this brother how make a lot of sense, boy. The laugh on the message. When I say the laugh on the message, because the audience, they laugh while the message, they laugh home. And I say, I like that style. And I want to use that style. And I carry that style.
I wonder if X know that.
And I get that style from.
Yeah. You ever talk to him about that? And
never, no.
So you don't even know that?
He don't know that I pick up that style from him.
Yeah, interesting.
You laugh on. When I talk, everybody they laugh.
Indeed, indeed.
Because I make it a point.
Yes, yes.
For make sure that they laugh.
Yes, 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 yes.
Because my deliberation must be serious, but funny at the same time.
Yes, 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 indeed. You strategically use Creole in the House in such a way, because before
either the first one start
that way they try to say.
Everybody just try to talk the Queen English.
Everybody they try to
talk some Baku English.
My brother, tell us about some of your moments. You know, what do you remember in this long career of yours that, you know, will never leave you?
That will never leave me. People. How people behave. How you learn people. How you get to understand people. And I will carry that to my grave, because there are different type of people out there. And as you go along the way, you have to make your adjustment. The same way I talk to you, I might not be able to talk to Miss Major like that. I don't know if you get where they come from.
Clearly.
So your style,
you have an ability to move.
Yes, you have to have the ability to circle the wagon.
Yeah, indeed. Here's your first call. Welcome, caller. Welcome,
Morning.
caller. Well, morning, sir.
Yes, I'd like to be on there.
You're on the air, sir.
Oh, all right. I just want to say morning.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Mike Finnegan and Nuri.
Yes, it is, sir.
Oh, okay. I must be watching on something late. I just wanted to say to everybody about Mike is that Mike is one of the best chefs that we have in Belize. Yeah.
I not taste the food yet, but I hear about it.
Well, I had to tell you, I call in a group calling for the morning stew, and I want you to know that every come season, we look forward to get one of my packages accounts ready for dropping in a frying pan, and I just want to say, the man know it comes. So, respect to you, Mike. Mike, I want the people in Nuri where I feel transcends politics.
Absolutely. I
man
agree with you.
transcends politics.
But wait a minute, Groove. How he send package to no? I never send no package upstairs. I can't figure that.
Well, that's because we go way, way back, you know. We go way back. We made a talk to Mike, and Mike told me that he was in politics at a time where they gave him big money to carry to different areas when he was a young man. And I asked him, because I like to lead joke in a serious things, so I asked him, I said, you never even buy one Coke? He said, back in the days, we wouldn't even think about it.
Yeah.
And I believe that in a PUP and UDP, there are a handful of people who transcend party, where people from other parties would gladly support them. And I believe Mike Finnegan is one of them, Valley, right there. Mr. Mike, I just want to say respect to you, my brother. It's
Thank
good
you, brother.
knowing you.
Yes.
And I'm looking forward to your next batch of comes. I'm going to reach out more.
I got you.
When season open again, indeed. Yeah. All right. Is this another call? Yeah, welcome, caller.
Well, Nuri, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
This is a surprise call.
Yes. Welcome.
Honorable Michael Finnegan. In my long research in politics, 75 years, I have found out, after analyzing all politicians, that you are an icon in politics. You are an icon. And in my review, Mr. Netflix called me one day many years ago.
Don Hector.
He said, Don Hector, I want to remind you something. I said, what? Do you know that you were the first one that called Honorable Philip Wilson the father of democracy? I said, I don't know. Yes, you said it in public. That's Netflix. And he said, and he gave me the date when George Price was strong as the father of independence. I got up in some place and I said, and Philip Wilson, the father of democracy. Well, Nuri, you have there with you one of the founding fathers of democracy, along with Philip Wilson.
I agree with that.
I have watched we used to call him the Finny one. Santiago Perón, myself, always refer to him as the Finny one, because of his way of dealing with people.
Yes.
I never yet found the Honorable Michael, and I will name you Honorable for life, yeah? But anybody that served your land,
I agree with you, brother.
to remain an honorable as justice of the peace
Absolutely.
are called honorable. Why do honorable justice of the peace treated as honorable as members of the House are just forgotten? So, Honorable Michael, on this day I want to salute you. I am the oldest politician alive, the oldest.
Thank
There's
you,
nobody
sir.
older than me in politics. I've been here from 1950, the 3rd of October. But I am so glad, Nuri, that you invited this gentleman
Yes,
to
sir.
put some sense into aspiring politicians. And this is for both parties. Both parties can follow this. Be a listener. Be with the people. And I'm sure if Mike would have wanted to run again, he win.
Absolutely, he would win, man. Absolutely.
And now he's doing something good.
Yeah.
Pushing the history of sports that was denied for so long. So again, I end by saying, Honorable Michael Finnegan, you are one of the foundation stones of democracy. When in 84 you all managed to turn the badge over
Thank you, sir.
for another part in government. Thank you very much.
All right then, sir. Good. Our number here, 280-5848. Our lines are open for any question or comment you want to make towards our brother, Michael Finnegan. Welcome, caller.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
I've got a question which only Finnegan might be able to answer me.
Uh-huh.
Earlier, we run through all the UDP leaders. Theodore Ted Aranda was not mentioned. And what I wanted to ask him was what led to Theodore Aranda overthrow, and did race had anything to do with it? Thank you.
That's a good question.
Yeah, but with Dr. Aranda, race never had nothing to do with Dr. Aranda.
Nor ethnicity.
No at all. The party felt that the party was getting nowhere under Dr. Aranda's leadership. And decided they will try to make a change. But I don't, race never have nothing to do with Dr.
Well,
Aranda.
you know the rumor on the street was that Creole Garifuna thing.
No, that was not true.
I see. They take too long to correct these things, and they live and live and live till they get major people to come and correct them.
That's never true.
Welcome, caller.
Yeah, my thing, the government, all the rest of the thing I read, but the way how the red is going right now, Tracy got one crowd down and I think to where she have to give it that too. And the next one, I think the fight, I don't know where the outcome, but like you say, earlier, like, the man got flags, I don't want to listen. You are the general, you help me a lot, Finnegan, so I always appreciate everything you do, and you're a good leader. And I don't know, man, but give me that badly. The two things I think that go on, I think, like, I don't know. And people, they get disappointed and they get frustrated because, like, you got 31 constituents, and you only got about 10 of the thing where UDP represent people where UDP never nobody for vote final. But he put people against people. That is the part when I understand the people, when nobody they put the people in there, at least the UDP and that somebody can vote for. That's my 2 cents.
All right, my brother. Yeah.
Thank you very much, buddy.
Very interesting, very interesting. I want folks to know this man also used to have his own Wednesday night talk show. Lick Road, and what was the next part?
That's right, brother.
Lick Road. We have one, two names.
Make Wave,
and Lick Road. Yes, and it was very, very popular for the same reason. I'm really glad that you're getting that kind of feedback in the calls here, brother, and especially with Don Hector saying that you deserve to be called honorable under all conditions. This is the respect that is due, because you come from the roots. You don't come from no highty-tighty. You come from the roots, and you went all the way up, and you went up, but you didn't change. You're the same Michael Finnegan that I remember from 30, 40 years ago. So that is very important.
I know that thing with Dr. Aranda never had nothing to do with ethnicity.
But there's a strong feeling, man.
Yeah, nothing.
But you know, let's touch another thing here, because I got 4 other questions here, but this comes to mind, that there is and has been an underlying ethnic tension or racist issue
in the country
that we have always tried to keep down and never allow it to come to the surface. Some people are saying it appears to be coming more and more to the surface than it was, say, 30, 40 years ago. Welcome, caller. Good morning, welcome.
Yes. Greetings, Brother Nuri.
Yes, sir.
Alaikum.
Yes, wa alaikum assalam, sir.
And Honorable Michael Finnegan, which I happens to know from
how would I say, from afar. I see him around. I saw him in his office. I used to listen to the program Recruit Color and so. But not necessarily because I don't know him personally means that I give the man the respect that it respect you. Because also I had some close friends in the UDP party. I remember the late Mr. Carl Thompson, and the other one was Mr. Henry Young. Very good people, both I say. Not because I don't know him personally. I used to see on a Playboy Club many years sitting on the table, on Panking Street. But I give respect to who respect you. So that's all I want to say. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, thank you, brother. Yeah. Yeah, welcome, caller.
Pleasant good morning to you guys. Good
Welcome,
morning.
welcome.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
Honorable Michael Finnegan.
Morning, sir.
It's always good to see Honorable Finnegan on a talk show because that man is a walking encyclopedia, no?
Absolutely.
I have a question for the Honorable Finnegan. Mr. Finnegan, do you have any regrets leaving Mesopotamia in the hands of Mr. Shahid Barrow after all the work that you have put in, and to see where we are right now with what's happening in the party?
My brother.
That's my first question.
My brother, make an answer that first spot.
Yeah, my second question is what recommendations, what would you recommend right now to rectify what's happening within the party? Because, many of us want to see a viable opposition. And in my opinion and my view, at the present moment, I believe that Ms. Panton has the majority on her side. But what would you recommend to rectify what's happening right now? I'm going to listen off the air.
All right, thank you.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, the last part. The party need to call its National Party Council. And the National Party Council need to set a date for its national convention. And that must be done quickly as far as I am concerned and as far as my political sense tell me. Because the party need to reorganize itself as quick as possible. And the party need to attract new people into the party. If the party continue along the line the party is going, nobody want to join UDP. When I say nobody, I mean people who want to be candidate and want to run for the party. I mean people that can help to further the image and uplift the image of the party. So the party must bring itself together to attract good people like you and me as candidate. You understand me? And the party have to do it quickly also because Johnny Briseño can Dean borrow them. Johnny Briseño have to wait for 5 years. Johnny Briseño could call the next election in the next 3 years.
And give them one next
5 years. So it is urgent that this party gets act together.
The other part of his question was the condition in which the mess-up exists. You left it high and look at it now.
I don't have no regrets. I can't stay in Mesopotamia till I did. I had my opportunity and my body and my physical body and my mental sky said to me, it is time for me to move on. I can't stand up for an hour in a parliament and give a speech anymore.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hi, I am a strong UDP supporter.
Go ahead, miss.
Yeah. Am I live?
Yeah, you got to turn off. Yeah, you have to turn off. You're getting a feedback.
Okay. I am a young entrepreneur. I acknowledge I am a strong UDP supporter from in the early from the
You got to turn down your radio. We're getting a feedback, and it's difficult to hear you unless you turn that off. No? Okay. Try again.
Is it better?
It's better now. Yes. Go ahead.
Okay. I am a strong UDP supporter. I don't know what is going on in our UDP party, but we need to get our act together. I am a young voter. I worked for the government of Belize for years under the UDP administration. Minister Patrick Faber bring me in as a school warden.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, I guess she ran out of credit.
Yeah, Nuri, I don't have no regrets. Somebody else.
Yeah. Welcome, caller.
Yes, Nuri, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Morning, Mr. Mike. I think your nephew is a little bit too arrogant, and the arrogantness, the shift, and the mess up the whole party. You can't work together like that. You have to come together. I mean, I just could imagine Philip Wilson to hold head and bow just to say what happened to us all right now. And arrogance, you have to put arrogance aside, you know? I mean, he seems like he have more interest with the music scene, with Puff Daddy and Big Daddy Kane and all them music people over yonder, than he have more interest in Belize. And if you either have to pick one or the other, you want to run for the people of Belize or Mesopotamia, or you want the over yonder, the trouble back and forth. But you have to put arrogance aside if you want your party to win. I could just imagine Philip Wilson to try to get out of grave, you know? But anyway, we got to fix the problem if you want any improvement. And it has to come and now before the next election come. All right, thank you.
Yes. And you have to careful, you know, Dean Barrow, yo. That's the first time I heard. Because for those youths who don't know what he's talking about, in the second administration, Dean Barrow, and as you gave a piece of history that a lot of us never know, is that he was looking to pull back. I want to force him to go again.
Yes.
And he did we call it one Dean Barrow, meaning that the UDP, the PUP was so much in shambles and not able to get itself together that they called one early election in order to be able to win. And the party did win. So in other words, what you're saying is that if they not get themselves together, the possibility is that an early election can be called.
And me and you and dead and they want to stay in our position.
Yeah, and people don't understand that it's not only your policy, it's your personality when you deal with people at this
You have to know for deal with people, man. You have to humble, man. You have to know when for back out.
There are a lot of, as one caller said, there's a lot of young people out there interested, a lot of young possible politicians.
But they will not join a dysfunctional organization. Nobody want to get into anything with that chaos. You can get people who come around you who want $50 and $100 you can promise them and so, but they don't bring nothing else to the party.
Well, what about the whole political culture? Because on both sides of the fence, PUP and UDP, our people have come into this mercenary, give me $1 and I'll vote for you. I want you to answer that after we finish it. Welcome, caller. Welcome. All right. So on both sides, people, the whole political culture has dropped to the level now where politicians believe they could put one certain amount of money in our campaign. And as you saw what was happening this last time, people were violating the rules and actually going inside of the polling booth with people and they taking pictures and completely wrong. Welcome, caller.
Good morning, Nuri.
Yes, good morning, sir.
And good morning, Mr. Finnegan.
Good morning, sir.
I want to recognize you, Mr. Finnegan, as one of the stalwarts in the UDP. A retired politician, undefeated, sir. And when I listened to you many, many years ago, you spoke to us the way we could understand, sir, even if you need to bring it down to Creole, and if you needed to spend time, 3, 4, 5 hours in that House of Representatives. These are the kind of leaders that we want, sir. Your nephew, as you have said, sir, your nephew needs to step aside and give the UDP new leadership. And I believe I heard you said that Miss Tracy is the only one who could lead the party at this time, and I want to concur with you, sir. I am calling you from Toledo because I am extremely disappointed with the leadership of UDP in the Toledo district, sir, especially Toledo East. Man, imagine you are just come and throw down what area rep for we. And after being defeated almost 3-1, you are come back and throw down that same area rep to we. And what did that area rep do with us? Disappoint us at the 11th hour, sir. So I want that when Miss Tracy comes here, she come and meet the people who really want to see the change that you are speaking about in Toledo East as well, Miss. Because I am hearing rumors that is saying that they are intending to put another waste of time chairman, a chairman who only speaks to the UDPs when he is intoxicated. How can you make
get personal, man.
Yeah, get personal.
Yes, but sir, that is the reality, man.
No make we go there, man.
So I want when she comes, sir, she'll meet at a cross section of UDPs, and let's stop this secrecy. UDP have an office that Toledo, the PG. We don't need to go in on no private person property.
Yeah.
No, man, let us open up UDP. I think you just said that UDP or politics or the political parties have space for many people, all kind of people. And when we go to one place, we will find out that security will get put in place. You have to have some sort of credential or some sort of invitation. No, man. The UDP officer, sir, right now, the Belizean slack is torn up. This is what we want, Ms. Tracy, so that she could put in place things that will ensure that we will have good leadership in PG, sir.
All right, good.
Thank you very much, Nuri.
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. You want to comment on that?
No, I hear this.
He's concerned.
He's concerned and so you see, I don't think we have to run down the farmer leader.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to run down the farmer chairman of the party. You don't have to run down nobody.
Mm-hmm.
All we need to do is to talk to them and try to see if you can get your message to people without being personal, without hate, without spite, without malice.
Welcome, caller.
Yes, I'm calling back, Mr. Nuri.
All right.
Sir, for me as a young voter in College Division, you know, I watch how the political arena is going. I watch how people belittle each other in both sides of the party. I am with Shine, 100% with Honorable Shine. He stand up in the National Assembly on board in the National Assembly and talk about Belize is a narcotic nation, and nobody answer him. When I say I stand with Shine stand up in the National Assembly and stand up and speak about injustices in Belize, and nobody defended, nobody said anything to him. He speaks the truth. He's anointed, but people are not watching that. Belize is so backwards that they look down on Shine. Remember, Shine was incarcerated for years for something he did not do. But yet you guys belittle him. He cannot be a prophet in his own nation. He had to leave Belize to become a prophet. But nobody is watching that. I am very upset as a young voter and an entrepreneur. I comment on Shine post, and I was charged for it by Chester Williams. Don't we have a freedom of speech in Belize? My name is Nicole McDonald. I am 100% behind Honorable Shine Barrow.
Okay.
He will be the only man in that National Assembly, although they didn't voted for him.
All right. Okay.
He's anointed, and nobody in Belize is with him. He had to leave Belize to get recognized.
All right.
People in America recognize him more than people in Belize.
I think we
so it's like what his uncle said. It's right back into it's right back like the Bible there, Mr. Finnegan.
All right, Nicole.
We got your
You
point.
know me as I work with government for the past 16 years.
I love you, Nicole.
Yeah, good. We're getting close to the end of the program. Couple of things I want to get before we go.
Nicole
to
made her point, and she's entitled to
and
her
of course,
point and her
if
view.
she is a supporter of Shine, it's no problem. I'm sure there are many others out there.
Exactly.
And you have not said anything that's personally disparaging
No,
to anybody
I'm
here
not
this
into
morning.
that at all.
You've analyzed what's going on in our politics. Welcome, caller. Please make your point.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Finnegan and Brother Nuri.
Welcome, brother.
I would say I'm a voter. But I think that an opposition is something very essential for the country. And as such, I think that all the senior politicians that was part of the UDP, they should try and amend things and show the young ones that are coming behind that there has to be an opposition, regardless of who wins. There should be an opposition. The opposition plays a huge role in the country. And for the UDP to be able to go back to what the UDP was before, the elders have to get together with the young ones and said, hey, we have a constitution that we had made for the party. So I think we have to follow this constitution and make it right. Because what they're doing is just like giving all the media houses the right to call them clowns. And it is unethical for the people of Belize to see how this party is running. Let them act, or let us act as real politicians and get this thing going, because if you don't have an opposition in the House, then this thing is not democracy anymore. Either want to buckle up or to throw in the towel and say goodbye, because we are not fit to do the job. Because an opposition is something that helps run the country.
Totally
Thank
agree
you
with you,
very much, senores. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much.
I agree with you.
Absolutely agree.
Good point made.
Yes. Do you think? Welcome, caller.
Yes, I called once before, and that lady, Miss Nicole, we must say we know that with Shine, but his arrogance. When you walk into somebody's restaurant, and because some Spanish people is sit down in there and they have lunch, tell this owner of the establishment that your restaurant going to the dog. You have to humble yourself. These are the people in that area that vote for you time and time again. No, you go and insult this lady and tell her your restaurant going to the dog because of what ethnic group they sit down and eat. No, man. You got to humble yourself.
All right, sir. I think we get your point. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Miss Nicole entitled to her view, and he's entitled to her view, man.
Of course.
I know.
Do you think the debacle that we see going on in the UDP gives rise to a third party coming forward?
I think that's what they want to do, you know. I think they try.
Welcome, caller.
Good morning, Nuri and Finnegan.
We got a lot of disturbance there, sir. All right, good. Welcome, caller.
Yes, it's me again. Salam alaikum, brother.
Yeah. You gotta make it short, brother.
Seconds, huh?
Make it very, very short, brother.
Yeah, I just want to say the people say arrogance, but I really don't know if that's what it is. But they say, Bob Marley say, some people fighting for power because they don't know the hour. Mr. Finnegan say humbleness. I would like you as a senior to advise some of these young people and people in the present, because I'm registered. And sir, I believe something wrong. As the man say, there is no democracy. I had been discriminated for the past 4 years, and this new election simply because they believe I'm a PUP. Thank you.
All right, good. Yeah. We won't take any more calls because we have another break, and I want to give our guests an opportunity to make any other points. So please, that will be our last call for the morning. On a third, you think? All right. This is our last call. Welcome, caller. You're fortunate.
Hello, morning, Mr. Nuri. Morning to the Honorable Mike.
Yes, my brother.
I hear Mr. Nuri, I hear you mention one question about a third party.
Yes, I don't get
and this are just my two, sir.
Okay.
Say if UDP ever turn to a third party, some people are in a trouble. I don't want to use the word I want to use, but some people are in a serious trouble. I'll go with that.
All right, then, sir. Good. We'll use that as our last call, just so that we could give our you want to go right out? I think you got that liquid Yeah, I might have to talk to Moses and ask her to give you your own show, man. You got a level of popularity. I don't think we've received this much call in a long time. But the third party concept was not as what he was saying. But the reality is that we've been talking a long time about the need for another.
You see the UDP constitution say the leader of the party have to be a member
of the
house.
Right.
So if you run for an election and you are the leader, if Dean Barrow run for an election and Dean Barrow is the leader, and he loses his seat, then automatically you're not the leader of the party anymore.
XTV was an example of that.
Yeah, the constitution have to spell it. It don't spell it out.
It's clear.
You don't have to put it in a small change and tell you.
It's clear.
You're not the leader. Yeah. The leader comes from the house. Michael Finnegan explained to you. Then the deputy leader takes over the party.
Yes. Welcome, caller. Yeah, welcome, caller. All right.
Then the deputy leader takes over the party. You cannot be the leader of the UDP if you are not a member of parliament. Any liar want to tell you that a basic common sense. You lose. You're a leader, you can't be the leader of the party again.
Yeah. Yes, welcome, caller.
Until they change the constitution.
And that has not been changed.
And the constitution can only be changed at the national
and that happened in
convention.
The case of Mr. George Price, who lost in Freetown with Aikman. And it also happened with Mr. Esquivel. And in both cases, they were not allowed to be
in every Caribbean country, when a leader leads his party into an election and you lose badly, that leader send in his resignation immediately.
It's an honorable thing to do.
It just happened at Trinidad and Tobago. Rowley passed on his seat to a Young, whether me a minister. Young lose the election, lose it badly. Young step
back
down.
That's the honorable thing to do.
Keith Michel lose the Grenada.
Right.
He take him 2 years or a year and a half. He eventually backed down and
you realize it.
And somebody else take over the party. And that's the way it is in the Caribbean.
It's the reality. We want to talk a little bit, but we don't have the time. But I appreciate very much your presence here this morning, my brother. It has not only unearthed a lot of your history, but I think most of all, you gave a lot of advice. Not only advice to the UDP, but you were giving advice to the culture of politics in this country altogether.
And remember where I tell you, Brother Nuri, some people can run again for election as far as I'm concerned, but you don't have to run for election to be useful to your party. You can be used in different capacity. You can help your party other ways. If you are not the leader of the party, if Dean Barrow is not the leader of the party, Dean Barrow can help his party in other way. Dean Barrow will not force himself on the UDP, but if the UDP, any of them call him and want advice and want get things done and also
But here's a
he's
question.
willing to help.
How is it that you don't have the elders, so to speak, which would be you, Mr. Barrow?
Because
this leadership go to these elders?
Because those who are leading the party lately don't want us around.
Don't mess around, man. How they know I want you and you were the ones who passed the baton on to them?
Because they begin to see us as a threat. We are a threat. We are a threat. Maybe I still want to run a Mesopotamia that way in the mental sky. It's crazy. It is crazy. How I run for any election, I barely walk up the step. When I get at the first floor, I ask the young man, Kubas, bring me up. I say, I run out of breath.
You have no interest in it.
Yeah,
well,
and I do have something wrong. I call him the stick. I call him the walking stick, but I never bring my stick up. I left it in the car.
Well, let's talk about your closing off now, about your health. Another thing people don't realize is that you had to do prostate. And I remember you publicly, you were sharing that almost like on a Facebook basis, you and Dr. Michael Pitts. And when you went, and you were giving a blow-by-blow of that. Share that experience. And was that your only physical and medical issue? Because Biden was just diagnosed with prostate.
And that was frightening.
And Mr. Farrakhan also had prostate back in the 80s.
Yeah,
so.
but Biden is different from Minister Farrakhan. And Minister Farrakhan make one of the best speech I ever heard in the history of the world. I think I got it on his phone right there. I'm bring it for make send it the line.
Yes.
Then got this thing where some doctors feel that when you reach the age of 70, you're not doing a PSA test anymore. The PSA test that will give you an indication what is happening to your prostate. Once the number they reach 4 or close to 4, there must be concern. But they say when you're 70 now, prostate cancer is so slow that you are live and dead And that prostate cancer no affect your life. That will happen to Biden. But then got the prostate cancer were rigid. Where the word they call aggressive.
Aggressive, yeah.
And his one was aggressive. Because Biden just can't know if him is when I hear it, I know Biden know the screen. How you ask the screen? You can't the screen.
Yeah, you should have know about that.
You should have know, like for the president of the United States.
Yeah.
But Biden's last screening for prostate was 2014.
Oh, way back.
That 11 years ago.
Yeah.
That 11 years ago. But when he go to the bathroom so much and he became concerned, then don't want test. But not only when you go to the bathroom plenty, then not only can you got prostate problem. Lot of things make your pee plenty.
Yeah, lot of things.
If you drink too much fluid,
right. Too much
water, your urine plenty, you eat too much chocolate and anything, your pee plenty. If you got overactive bladder, your pee plenty. So there are a lot of things where
you don't always necessarily
be your prostate.
Yeah.
You understand me? I know what I tell you when you do
but
the test.
you went through the issue.
Yes, I did it I did it when I was 60 years old.
Okay.
And I prostate surgery.
Free? No.
In Detroit, Michigan.
Okay.
Under the guidance of Dr. Errol Elrington. And Dr. Pitts was there with me.
Yes.
And that 15 years ago. And every year, I
test.
make sure I go do my test. Not that I know I'm dead, you can't
stop that.
You can't stop
you
that.
You could delay it if possible.
Yeah, that is inevitable. All of for dead. But you don't have to speed it up neither.
You don't have to push it.
You don't have to push it.
Yeah.
If the man could give me another year or another 2 and so why I don't take
and
it
if you could do what you do now in your last years, my brother, you live one good life.
Because
you share information and those where they come behind
and I don't got nothing personal with no.
Yeah. And you seem so free.
Yes.
That's the good thing about you. You don't seem like you got a lot of things where they bother you.
No,
I'm free. That's very good. That's very good. I want to use that as the last opportunity. Let's get a final word from you because we're really out of time. Use that opportunity to say what you have not said so far. Something personal about you.
In this whole UDP scenario, the man that surprised me the most is Alberto August. And surprisingly, I love Alberto. From the bottom of my heart, I will go to my grave and I will love Alberto. Alberto is a true, sincere member of the United Democratic Party. And one of them man we could say belongs to this party or have shares in this party, the service that he has given to this party and the respect I have for Beto. But somewhere along the line, Alberto gone somewhere wrong. And Alberto have to stand up and do the right thing and call one national party council for this meeting, we call them delegates in there, and make them people vote and get back Tracy and all in the party because the judge don't tell them already. The judge tell them I think that Miss Panton was wrongly removed from the membership of the party because the procedures of the UDP constitution was not followed. But the judge can't put Miss Panton and Miss Beverly back in of the party That I know the judge business. But in life, you got common sense. The judge tell you what you do wrong. But then call one meeting and they say, Miss Pantan, and they have to apologize. And when Miss Pantan, they don't apologize, Miss Pantan, they will be suspended for a year, holy kicks. And when you're suspended for a year, then the convention won't be this year, October.
Yeah.
That means if Miss Pantan is suspended for a year, Miss Pantan can't run for the lead. You know, see the thing behind it?
Yeah.
Miss Pantan can't run for the leadership of the party. But you have to get somebody out of the parliament we want to be leader of the party. So then they talk by and I don't know, then they fool somebody for take over the party. For get rid of for balls up the organization, man. Make the party strive. Leave the party alone. You are all good, decent people. Move the hatred out of the party. Move the malice, the jealousy, and all of that out of our beloved United Democratic Party. Bring the party together. Uno we hate shine, uno start to love her. Uno we hate the other part of the party. Uno start to love the other part. Bring the party together. Because when the other part take over the party and the former party leader is no more the leader, the former party leader must play a role. In fact, there is a role for him. All past party leader sits on the central committee of the party.
So his voice is heard.
Yes, and all former party leader can attend National Party Council's meeting. So the whole thing is for the party to get together and remove the hatred.
So the biggest thing is to remove that hate from your heart.
And you can say that the former leader who shine have no contribution to make to the party. Of course he got contribution to make to the party. But he has got to be humble. You have got to be kind. You have got to be loving. You have to know how to track back. In other words, pipe down. Huh? You're a young man. You have a lot to contribute to your nation. Huh? And there is always another time.
Yes, there's always tomorrow.
There is always tomorrow. I want to give you a joke, one final joke.
That'll be final joke.
Final joke before I go. Dean Barrow, the Esquivel deputy leader between 94 and 98. And when things were going good with them boys in the UDP, they say one for naught. They approached Dean Barrow. That for you time now. So Barrow tell me, this is not my time. They don't have no time set for me. This is Mr. Esquivel time. And we don't want to destroy this party. They fight for no leadership of this party. We are supporters of Manuel Esquivel. So if you don't have anything behind on the sport now, you move it from there. Because you know I come here to meet Dean Barrow. You understand me? And Barrow continued
as a deputy.
As deputy and supporting Mr. Esquivel. And when it was his time, your time won't come, but you don't know that when your time. Huh? Nobody is entitled. Huh? No, nobody is entitled.
Well, one thing is sure is that when you saw the debacle that the PUP was going through, because you remember, after Said lost, there was a confusion there. But it was they kept the shit covered to a point where nobody never smelled it outside.
It wasn't like us.
You couldn't smell it outside, but you know there was things going on inside that party there. And even some of those who are highlighted now were making public statements. But they were able, because of the love of the party and putting the party first, to draw back and let sense prevail. You know? I want to give you the last word, but it looks like we can't get that last word for you. But
that's the
last word. That's it?
That's the last.
All right. So let us thank again the Honorable Michael Finnegan for his presence this morning. You know, this is an interview I've been waiting to do for a long time, and I really appreciate him accepting my invitation to come. And I appreciate the calls that came in, because you got a well amount of calls. And I think you acted very much like a senior statesman. I must tell you that, Michael. You know, you were not petty, you were not small-minded, you never grabbed the shit.
Contact the truth and how I feel, and I am entitled to my view.
Came as a statesman, and we need more of that, and so more of these elders who have been in politics before. You need to step up and play a role very similar to this. I don't know if they want to listen, but we need to hear it. And not because this party that is in power now, who has won the second term.
You know, Alberto, August before I go?
I know.
One of the nicest human beings you could come across.
So why you get caught up like this?
I don't know what going on in Alberto. I don't know what going on.
Anyway, you and I will talk about this afterwards. I must thank you, and we'll take this last break and come back and we'll close off. All right, thank you very much for being with us today. And we want to tell our colleagues at Morning Stew, thank you for giving us this extra few minutes to talk with our esteemed guest this morning, Honorable Michael Finnegan. You can see this if you go to Facebook. If you missed it, you could also pick it up on YouTube, and all of our shows are rebroadcast on YouTube as well as Facebook and I think Instagram, I'm not sure. But if you missed it this morning and you want to tell somebody about it, these are the ways for you to be able to see the repeat. We want to thank those in the background, Anthony Grant downstairs in the radio, upstairs we have Miss Belaid, and of course our all-around person here in the studio is Mr. Clifton Lewis. Belizeans, stand strong and stand firm and do the right things under all conditions. For now, we gone!
Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Belize. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Belize. Voice our opinion and place your calling. WB. Be yourself, see yourself. This is a show by people. Belize our hopes up to needless reason. Nobody feel left out. It's the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah.